My dear friends, masters and gods, a very good evening to you all. Mahavatar TV warmly welcomes you to the 21 days free holistic wellness program, batch 22 days. So before commencing the session, I would like to say pranams to you all and to our Guruji Raghunath sir, our Grandmaster Maharishi Patriji, our great Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji, and to all the great Grandmasters and to the units. So today's topic is Guru Raghavendra Swamy. So we have Deepika madam from USA. So madam is here. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Lokesh Garu, and pranama to you all masters. Thank you for joining the session, and good evening to you all, and pranamas to the universe, and pranamas to all great grandmasters, pranamas to Patriji sir, pranamas to Mahavatar Babaji, pranamas to Rangnath sir, and pranamas to you all. Thank you so much. And this evening we'll be learning more about Guru Raghavendra Swamy. Okay, so Raghavendra Swamy. So how many of you have been to Mantralaya, Raghavendra Swamy temple? You may chat or you may turn on your video and raise your hand. Okay, so we'll learn more about Raghavendra Swamy. Okay, and he's a great master. First, we'll take his blessings and we shall start the session. I'm going to share his picture. Guru Raghavendra Swamy. And take his blessings. He's a great master, and even he is a Jiva Samadhi. He went to Jiva Samadhi, but he's still alive. And many disciples are they witnessed it, and he still keep on helping many people through his Samadhi. He's having such great powers, and we learn more about him. Seek his blessings, masters, and we are so lucky to have him here now. So learning more about him during near to the Guru Purnami time. So, and this is his Samadhi temple that where he get pujas and all. Okay. And so we'll learn more about Raghavendra Swamy. So Guru Raghavendra Swamy was born in the year 1595. So he's born into the Kannada Madhva Brahmin family. So Madhvas are much known for their scholarships and musical talents and all. So his name was Sri Venkatanada. So Raghavendra Swamy name after he's born is like Sri Venkatanada. So he's the second son of Sri Timmanna Bhatta, and Timmanna Bhatta is Raghavendra Swamy's father's name, and Srimati Gopikamba is his mother's name. So he was born on Thursday, that is Sukla Navami of Palguna Masam in 1595. So Sri Timmanna Bhatta, he was the son of Sri Kanakashala Bhatta, and he's the grandson of Sri Krishna Bhatta, a Veena scholar in the court of king of Sri Krishna Devaraya. So we learn more about the incarnations of Sri Guru Raghavendra Swamy. And before that, let us chant a sloka. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. So incarnation. So his past incarnation, one of them was like Bhakta Prahlada. We all know he's like Apara Vishnu Bhakta, right? So that was one of his past life, Prahlada. So Prahlada, another interesting fact is like Prahlada in turn is believed to be a reincarnation of Shankukarna. So he's a Devata in Dwapara Yuga. So And his another past life of incarnation was Vyasaraja Swami, or Vyasaraya, they call. So Vyasaraya, he is like a moving Shakti. He's having immense power that he even can stop the flowing of river and turn it to still. So Vyasaraja was like he did like a Sri Chakra Pratishtha in Tirupati, and he has given lot of his Shakti there, and after that Sri Krishna Dev Raya built some Pancharaga Travyam and gave that responsibilities to Vaishyas to do pujas in the temple at Tirupati. So with that Shakti power, even till today, so Tirupati, like so many devotees go and visiting, right? And Venkateshwara Swami is also showing so many miracles. That Shakti and all, that Sri Chakra Pratishtha and all is done by Vyasaraya. So Vyasaraya, that was one of the incarnation of Guru Raghavendra Swami. So what is his early life? Let's know about him. So Venkatanatha. So his name is like Venkatanatha, right? So he was a very brilliant scholar. So even from young age, he learned to play the veena very proficiently. We came to know like his grandparent is a proficient in veena, right? So he also learned Veena Nada Vidya, Nadopanishaddu, and Samagannamu, Vaidyavam, etc. So he learned all these things. And he lost his parents at a very young age. So after that, his father's demise. So Venkatanatha was brought up by his brother, Sri Guru Raja. We learned like this is the second child, right? So the first child, the Venkatanatha, was brought up by his brother, Sri Guru Raja Bhatta. And then he completed the initial portion of his education. So under his brother-in-law, Lakshmi Narasimhacharya's guidance in Madurai. So he studied Sanskrit and philosophy. He's a great scholar from the beginning because he's a Saraswati Kataksha Putra. So he's having immense knowledge, and all the great masters, even though they have great knowledge in the past lives and all, they'll come to know when the time comes, right? So we'll learn all those things when did the time come and all. So, and after he went to Madurai and he had his education, right? So after his return from Madurai in 1614, Sri Venkatanatha married Srimati Saraswati Bai. So Guru Raghavendra Swami's wife's name is Srimati Saraswati Bai. So in the same year, and he had a son, Sri Lakshmi Narayana Acharya. So after his marriage, Sri Venkatanatha and his family went to Kumbakonam. So there he studied the Dvaita Vedanta. So he's a devotee of Lord Vishnu. So Vaishya Tattvam. So he studied the Dvaita Vedanta there. And then the grammar and literary works under his guru, Sri Sudhindra Tirtha. So Sudhindra Tirtha is his guru, okay? So Sri Venkatananda was already very well versed in Bhashyas, and he consistently prevailed over renowned and reputed scholars. So irrespective of the complexity of the debate, so he was an ardent devotee of Sri Mula Rama and Sri Panchamukha Mukhya Prana Devaru. So that is the 5-phase form of Hanuman, the Pancha. So he spent a large part of his Purvashrama life teaching Sanskrit and ancient Vedic texts to children. So he never demanded any money for his services and endured a life of poverty along with his wife and son. So they went without food for several times a week. So that didn't disturb any goal of our Raghavendra Swami. The great masters, they don't give importance to the material things. So even he's spending like a poor life with his family, not having food for several weeks, nothing bothered him, right? So on occasion, his wife did not change of clothes. So she used to have only one sari. So she split into two, like she used to tie half of the sari and wait for the half of the to try and wrap it around her. So that was the condition. So, but he was so devoted in his quest for a higher spiritual plane that these obstacles never deterred his faith in the Lord. So, that is the greatness of the great masters. So, they are very inspiring to us. Like, even before we have so many luxuries or comforts, we still look for what we don't have, right? So, these masters are very inspiration to take in and to go in the spiritual life and like a madhya marge, so being in between the materialistic and spiritual, and but giving more importance to spiritual, all those things we can, that is a great inspiration from these great masters. Okay, so they were like, he has done so many miracles, Guru Raghavendra Swamy, so let us learn few of them. Okay. So in Purva Ashrama, there were like a lot of miracles happened. So once while he was touring Kumbhakonam along with his wife, Sri Venkatananda, in like Guru Raghavendra Swami's before name, right? And his family were invited to attend a function. So unfortunately, what happened is like the host did not treat him well, did not treated him or his family well, and they wanted him to earn his food by running a code, like by doing a thing. So they asked him to make some sandalwood paste for all the invitees. So Sri Venkatananda, by his habit, he was chanting stotras and mantras. So while preparing sandalwood for Tilaka, so he's Saraswati Upasakalu, right? And he's Yoga Nishta Garishtudu, and he learned by himself yoga, pranayamam, Kumbhakam, like Vayu Kumbhakam, Jala Kumbhakam, and Jalastambhana Vidya, all these things he learned. So it was his natural, because in the pre-incarnations and all, he had this knowledge, right? So he learned by himself, and his Saraswati Upasakalu, so that came automatically to him. So when these people were insulting him, he began like it bothered him a lot. Like he was so badly hurt, and what he did, like and while he was taking that sandalwood, he resigned a mantra like Agni Suktam. So what happened is when the guest applied this paste, the sandalwood paste, it induced a burning sensation to overall the body, say overall their bodies, right? And this surprised because when they apply sandalwood, it gives some coolness, but they were surprised why it is doing the reverse thing. And so for the clarification, the host sought a clarification from Venkatanatha or Raghavendra Swamy. So he replied that the burning sensation was due to Agni Suktam. So that is the hymn for the worship. So it is from Vedas. So that he was chanting while preparing sandalwood. And thus the eternal power of Vedic mantra revealed itself. So that is the Vak Shakti he had. So this happens only when chanted with absolute dedication and devotion. That is like he's having that impression or samskara from the previous lives in his soul, right? And the power is enhanced since it was chanted by someone as virtuous and devoted to Bhagwan Hari as himself. So upon realizing his devotion and power, the host apologized. He was like pleading, please forgive us. He was like apologizing. So to Sri Venkatanatha and sought his forgiveness. So Sri Venkatanatha, what he did, then he prepared the paste again, the same sandalwood paste again, but chanted the Vedic mantra to Varuna. So the Vedic rain gods this time. So it has been recorded that when the guests applied this paste, they like the sense of burning has washed away, and it's the sense of rainwater, some kind of coolness appeared. So this is the power of Raghavendra Swamy and power of his devotion. So it's having a lot of Vak Shakti, and that is his power. And we'll learn more. So these are the Purvashrama miracles happened. So Raghavendra Swamy was a prolific writer and commentator, known for his interpretation of Madhvacharya's work. He has done a lot of Madhvacharya work, and he's like Dvaita principle, and his three treatises on Purva Mimamsa and Upanishad. So he's an advocate of Dvaita, so the dualistic philosophy, that is only the Vaishyas like praying to Vaishyas like that. So he's a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Even his past lives were like that. So which emphasizes the distinction between the individual soul, the Jivatma, and the supreme reality, the Paramatma, the Brahman. So he's celebrated for his ability to explain the complex philosophical concepts in an accessible manner, making them understandable to a very common person. So that easy he explained. So he is also remembered for his musical talents and his compositions under the name Venugopala. People at that age, like many people, like it's a common thing that they have some instrumental talents. So, and that is a common thing. And so we'll do like how he attained sannyasa. So thus, while his life was spent in the worship of God and service to humanity, his spiritual guru, Sri Sudhindra Tirtharu, so he was looking for a successor to his math. So he had a dream from Lord indicating that Sri Venkatanatha would be the right person to succeed him at the pontiff. So Sri Venkatanatha initially refused due to his responsibility towards his young wife and son. He was like thinking, is it okay? Or he was refusing because he's having a young wife and son to take care about. So, but what happened is like he's blessed by goddess of learning, like she goddess of like Lakshmi. She was came in his dream, and so she indicated that he was to seek salvation as a sannyasi. So, and then he realized and he decided to take sannyasi, and then he changed his mind to take sannyasi, and he took sannyasi diksha in the year 1621, and that was in the Falguni Sukla Dvitiya at Tanjore. So that is how he attained sannyasi diksha. So, and knowing that her husband took sannyasa diksha, his wife Saraswati Bhai, she can't tolerate that. So what happened on the day of Sri Venkatanatha's sannyasa ashramam, she went to ashramam, and but she was seized by a sudden desire to see her husband's face for the last time. But she ran towards the matta and throwing caution to the winds, and but she couldn't reach there, and she turned back. So since she couldn't see her husband any longer, and that was like much painful to her, and she can't tolerate that, and she committed suicide. So she committed suicide by drowning in an old unused well. So on the way to her back home, she did that. So, and the people believe that she became a ghost trapped in the midway between heaven and earth due to her untimely death. So suicide is a very sinful act, and it's against the rules, like we shouldn't suicide at any time. So because she got trapped in the midway, because it's her untimely death, right? So since her last wish of seeing her husband was not fulfilled, so her ghost went to the mata, so to witness the function and all. So, however, by the time she arrived, her husband had become a sannyasi, and his name is like Sri Raghavendra Tirtha. So, however, Sri Guru Raghavendra could immediately sense his wife's presence with his spiritual powers, and she was arguing with him. And he replied that we can't capture the whole sun in our hands, right? So in the same way, in my knowledge, nobody can stop me. I am here to do the service to the humanity, saying all the knowledge and all. And then she realized, the ghost realized, and she asked sorry for him, and he sprinkled some holy water from his kamandala on her as a means of granting her last wish. And this action granted her moksha, or liberation from the cycle of birth and death, and was considered of granting her last wish. So that's how her soul was in peace. Okay. So this is the story they say, and he said one but there is a belief, like there is a curse from her wife, that so that is the reason in Arada Utsavalu that happens in Mantralayam. So that happens for 3 days in Shravana Masam. All the 3 days it will rain. So disturbing the Utsavam celebrations like that. So they say it's a curse. And Samadhi, we'll learn about Samadhi now. So in 1671, what happened is Raghavendra Swamy entered Brindavanam. So it is a sacred burial site at Mantralayam. So it is a village on the banks of the Tungabhadra river, and at Shravana Bahula Dvitiya Guruvaram, Swami gave a soul stirring speech. So after this speech, Sri Raghavendra entered to Samadhi, and by holding a veena. So so the Samadhi was specially constructed for him with stone bought from Madhvara village near Manchale. So for his advice, these stones were there is you can know another interesting fact. So per his advice, these stones were sanctified by Lord Rama, Mata Sita, and Lakshmana's footsteps when they visited this village during Treta Yuga. So those stones they collected, and they were used to construct the Samadhi. So they have the divine eye that they can sense all those things, right? And the frequency levels, they could sense the history, what had happened, and they can know so which place they have roamed, and all the great other masters and all. So in that way, he collected the stones and all. So that was used for his Samadhi. So he has advised his disciples to start arranging slabs so around him. Once the japamala rolling by fingers in his had become still, he was rolling japamala and it is still, then that was the indication, like to cover the Samadhi. So at that time, Raghavendra Swamy was reciting the Pranava mantra, and through Pranava mantra, he slipped into deep Samadhi. So once his japamala became still, his disciple arranged the slabs upon his head, and then, as per his earlier instructions, they also, another interesting fact, they placed a copper box containing 1200 Lakshmi Narayana saligramas that had been specially brought from Gandaki river that is in Nepal. So then they placed the covering slag over it and filled it with the mud or the earth. So they poured 12,000 varahas, abhisheka, over the Brindavan that they had built. So many chanted at the time of Raghavendra Swamy going to Samadhi. So there were like many thousands of people chanting Veda mantras, thousands of people chanting Harinama, Kirtana. And in that auspicious divine vibrations and all, he attained Yoga Samadhi, and he's a Jiva Samadhi, and he's a walking God and talking God. He had so shown so much of his powers to the disciples, and from Samadhi, he's replying to many disciples that believe him. So he assured his disciples that he would continue to be present in spirit guide, and he assured that he would bless them for 700 years. So the Mantralayam Vrindavanam has since become a major pilgrimage center, attracting devotees all over India. And Raghavendra Swamy is revered for his numerous miracles, including he was healing the sick, he was granting wishes, and he was providing relief during the times of famines and all. And his followers believe that he continues to answer their prayers and protect them from harm. So his teachings and legacies of his Vrindavana continue to inspire and guide millions of devotees. So there were so many miracles that he has done. we'll talk about few of them. Okay. So one day, one of his disciple, he was having some disciples where he was teaching them, right? So one of his disciple got a message from his family that his mother is sick. So that disciple was asking for traveling expenses for Raghavendra Swamy. So from then Raghavendra Swamy, that time only he appeared from Tulsi Vanam. So and what he does is he gives some mud from his foot and he gives some akshintalu, the sacred rice, right? And these two he'll give to him, and that disciple with great honor, he will take that, looking at very preciously, he'll take with them. He'll take with him. So on the way, it's time to sleep. So you will say the Argurai, the porch. So he was sleeping in a home, the Brahmin family's porch. So what happened is on that night, the Brahmin family lady gave birth to a boy. So there was a Brahma Rakshasi in that village. Like whenever there is a newborn child, it will come and kill the baby. So, but that particular home, she was not able to enter because that disciple, he was holding the sacred rice, akshintalu, and the mud from the Raghavendra Swami's mud from his foot, right? So this has a lot of power that is not enabling that Brahma Rakshasi so to enter. So what happened? The evil spirit, that was the evil spirit, and it's not able to allow. Then the Brahma Rakshasi came to know what was denying her to enter. And she'll say, like, I'll give you a lot of money, lot of wealth to you. Please throw that thing, and I want to go inside and kill that. So then a disciple was asking, what happened? Why you are doing like this? Then Brahma Rakshasi says, like, they were not doing, like every year after a person dies, every year they do some rituals, right? So they'll say Savatsarikam and all. So they were not doing that. So the disciple says, like, okay, I'll ask them to do. You please go away. Then the Brahmin family they does that rituals, and giving a lot of wealth and all to that disciple. That Brahma Rakshasi turns into, when that disciple, he blesses her with that akshintalu, then she turns up into a normal person, and then she gets liberation, and then she'll live her soul will be in a peaceful life, peaceful way, and she'll go back to the soul world. So listening all this story and all, the Brahmin family, they did Kanya Danam, and they did marriage to the disciple, and the disciple took that girl to his home, and where mother felt very happy, the disciple's mother. So this is one. And in Karnool Tungabhadra floods, Devasthanam in Vrindavanam, what happened is there was like a severe flood that it washed away the samadhi also. So in that place, many disciples saw Guru Raghavendra Swami's head part. So he was still sitting and doing meditation in that samadhi that they witnessed. So this is another miracle. And so when Apaya Dikshitulu, so by the time he came, the samadhi was built. So he was like literally crying for Raghavendra Swami, like he couldn't see at least the last time. And what happened is Guru Raghavendra Swami replied from the samadhi, and he said to him that he will be alive and will reincarnate for the welfare of the people again. And the another miracle is like one Muslim king that I think it's at the time of Mughal period. So one Muslim king, he offers meat to Swami as prasadam, like he just offers meat. And Guru Raghavendra Swami, what he does is like he turns that meat to fruits. And looking at that scene, he is surprised, and he came to know what wrong he has done, the king. And that time he gives a lot of land to construct a temple, and that's how the Guru Raghavendra Swami temple in that land it got constructed. And Raghavendra Swamy also told keep the temple top like a Muslim mosque in remembrance of that king. So and another the latest thing is like Raghava Lawrence dancer we know, right? So Lawrence mother named Raghava based on Raghavendra Swamy name, because so Lawrence, when he was a child, he was not able to walk, and Lawrence's mother, what happened is she took to temple, and that time he was sitting there, but a scorpion was running towards him, and he just stood and ran away. In that way, he got his legs, and now he's also a dancer, right? So that is another. There were so many miracles, and so this is the thing, and so Raghavendra Swamy has embarked a tour of South India, spreading the Dvaita philosophy. And we're visiting many famous pilgrimage centers like Rameshwaram, Srinagaram. And another fact is like at Rameshwaram, Raghavendra Swamy, he clarified the origins of Shivalingas as the one that was installed by Lord Rama himself before his journey to Lanka to fight with Ravana. So that's the thing. And Sri Guru Raghavendra performed penance at Panchamukhi near Mantralayam. So it's in Andhra Pradesh. So he received darshan of Hanuman in the form of Sri Panchamukha Mukhya Prana in Panchamukha Anjaneya Swami Rupam. He had a darshana. So these are the things, and teachings and all. So in simple way, I'll tell. So his teachings are, he taught like without right living, right thinking will never come. So that is what he's to tell. And so he's telling like this is the real sadachara. So this is the real way to right live. And that is the real karma yoga. So, and next one is like social work done for the good for worthy people should also be considered as the Lord's worship. So duty is God, right? Work is worship, duty is God. And he's saying like our life itself is worship. If we live in a right way of living, the right thinking automatically comes, and doing service to the social will be considered always as the Lord's worship only, and our life itself is worship. So he's telling that every action you do is puja. So every life is precious. Do not end up that in middle. We have come here with some purpose, right? So we have to know what is the purpose, but not ending the life like doing suicides and all. No. So he's saying this life is very precious. And right knowledge is greater than any miracle. He's telling like right Dhyana is greater than any miracle. So without this, no real miracle can take place, he's telling. And he is having a devotion to the Lord, and the devotion is telling like you should have devotion to the Lord, but the devotion should never be blind faith. So surrendering to the Lord and doing ritual things and all. He's telling. And he's telling like accept the Lord's supremacy wholeheartedly, and that is a true devotion. And we should have devotion not only for Lord but also for other deities and other preceptors and to all the beings. And he's telling devotion is not only with Lord, not like Vaishya, Shiva, Shaiva, not like that, but everything for all the deities, for all the lords, for all the beings. So this is the thing, and yes, Master, thank you so much. And he had given so many teachings. So his workings were so important in Madhva Tattvam and Madhva Matabodhi Chandra. So he has given some so many his Manjari like Madhvacharya. His teachings are more in Madhvacharya. So that include Vedatraya Vivitri, so commentary and Panchasuttas, and Gita Ratna Sangraha, and Prameya Deepika Vyaka, and Gita Tatprayati Kavivaranam, and Tantra Deepika, Nyaya Muktavali, so Tattva Manjari, Tattva Prakasika, all these things, and the Bhavadvipa, Parimala, it was given as a Parimala. Parimala Tirtha, I think he has given a title, and his Dasa Prakarnati Tika Vyakya and Ramacharitra Manjari, Krishna Charitra Manjari, so all related to Vaishya Tattva, and Tatparaya, Nirayana, so Bhava, all these things. He wrote so many things, and he told so many teachings on Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and all. So one of the best known works of Raghavendra Swamy is Prataha Sankalpa Gadya. So this will be they will be reciting every morning before one commences his work or task. Raghavendra Swamy has written several other works also. So he has written Nadi Tarar Tamya Stotra, Rajagopala Stotra, Dashavatara Stuti. So all in Sanskrit. So he wrote so many things, and that is about the great master Guru Raghavendra Swamy. And if you chant 108 times and 108 days, Guru Raghavendra Swamy's mantra japam, then it's giving like lot miracles. So he is a living God, talking God, and he is a wish fulfilling God to many. So these are the things, masters. And thank you so much.